Hello and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to render duck fat from a whole duck. To get the fat from the duck, it's probably best if you remove all the skin from the duck first. And you can do whatever you want with the duck. I'm going to cook it really slowly while I cook the fat. But a duck has a lot of fat on it. This is why you use a water bird a lot of times for rendering some fat. So you can pull on the skin and pull it open, pry it like that, or you can take a nice sharp knife and sort of to make these small cuts in there, and you'll see that it comes off really easy like that. And while I'm busy doing that, just before I'm about to put it in the oven and follow the next step, I'll see you then. So it took me a little less than 10 minutes to take the skin off this duck. This is what I left with. If there's little pieces of meat in there, that's okay. That's totally fine. As long as you got the majority of the fat off. There's still a little fat on here. I'm going to take the skin and put it in this cast iron pot right here. And then I'm going to take this duck and put it in this cast iron pot right here. And all of this is going to go into my oven at 200 degrees overnight. And so it's going to cook really slowly. Tomorrow morning I'll take it out and we'll get to see what that looks like. I'm going to place it on the center rack of my oven. So I'll put these two pots side by side. And on this side, go back straight. And on that side, perfect. And switch my oven on. Oh, 200. 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's going to go in there for at least 6 hours to 8 hours, to sometimes even 10. But I'll see you then. Hello and welcome back. The duck fat has come out of the oven and the duck has come out of the oven now. It's in the morning, it's before I go to work. So while the fat has cooled down just a little bit, let me show you what it looks like. So you see the skin there, and then you see all the awesome liquid fat that's in there too. I don't like to waste anything, and I actually really like that fat, and you can cook it until you've cooked all the fat out of it. But what I like to do is I like to wait until the fat is cool enough to touch, and then I like to take the skin out and I sort of squeeze it. So that's why I wait until it's touchable. So then I squeeze the fat completely out. It's so nice and warm still. It's too bad it's hot here in Florida right now. Alright, and I save it in a little bowl because what I do with that is I like to cut this up and put it in the oven and put some salt or some Cajun spice over it and kind of make like what you would call pork rinds, but I like to put this back in the oven. Sometimes I like to cook it really hard and grind it up and use it as breadcrumbs for a crab cake or for little anything that you use breadcrumbs for. Let me just get all this grease off my hands first. Awesome. Great. Now, let's pour this awesome liquid gold into this little bowl, into this little container. Little pieces is okay. This is great for anything you want to saute in a pan. It's a nice high saturated fat. If you wanted to make a chicken gumbo, you can use part of this fat for your roux. You can use it to saute eggs. But for most of it, I just close it up and I let it solidify in my fridge. And goes that. And this goes in. I have a friend coming over later who really likes these, so I'm going to make that for him. And that concludes duck fat. Alright, now that I'm left with this piece of skin, I want to do something with it. I don't waste anything. So I saved it in the fridge for when I can do something with it. Let's turn it a little upside down. I'm going to cut it into some smaller pieces, and I'm going to lay it on inside this pan. I don't use a non-stick part of this pan. It's long gone, doesn't work anymore, but what works really well is some parchment paper. So I'm just gonna chop this into some smaller pieces. All right. Sprinkle this. Most of the fat is out of here, but it's still pretty nice and fatty. All right. It's not even that much left compared to what we started with. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of my Cajun spice. There's already salt in here, and it's gonna make it nice and peppy. This is similar to Tony Chachere's. Excellent. And then the last thing is switch your oven on to 350 degrees. And I'm going to put it in here. Little rack. And I'm going to let the oven kind of crispies up. And I'll see you when it comes out. Alright, this awesome crisped up duck fat is going to come out of the oven right now. It has been in here for exactly about 17 minutes. Switch the oven off. This is what it looks like. You can see there's still some fat from the duck, but you can see the awesome crisped up skin. And then what I do is take these little pieces and I put them on a paper towel on the plate. And that's a perfect kind of little appetizer you can offer somebody when they get home from work. All right, Josh, this is for you. Smakelijk eten.